Yes, sir. Can we meet you formally for the sake of Nigerians watching?
Yes, good morning. My name is Ibe Okwara Osonwa, and I represent the very prosperous people of Aluchuku of the Federal Constituency. I'm also mindful to remind everyone that I am from the state with the only performing governor in the Federation. I'm from Abia State.
Great.
So the committee met 3 weeks ago. And part of the resolution was A, that they will provide the community with power, but most importantly, B, we would review the 2.1 billion naira bill that was provided to the community. What we were told was to have a meeting where we would look at all the numbers. Good enough that I'm also an accountant. And we had that meeting on Wednesday, the 15th of May. Where we looked at the initial numbers, summarized numbers that they provided us. We have agreed that the raw data will still be provided to us as a community. We will go back, we will analyze it, we will come back with our own conclusions as to what the numbers should be based on the power that was actually consumed versus the bill that was given. We were also told by the EDEDC that a particular community in my local government, Abia, and the other community of Uporo, their light should be energized by now, bearing in mind that the pole, the tower that was, I guess they said it was vandalized, has now been fixed and should be in a position to be able to transmit power. So both Uporo and Abia should have power now. Now, what we're also told that in the next couple of weeks, that 9 transformers for communities will be energized out of the, I think there are quite a few, probably about 40 or so, but they've been able to say that 9 will be powered, that the other ones have faced issues of communal vandalization, which they are working around to fix. So hopefully, I mean, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere with provision of the people with power, and we're also getting somewhere with solving the issue of the actual ridiculous bill that was provided to the people. Like I said earlier in my last interview or discussion with the press, it is impossible for you to charge people for electricity for 5 years period that they have not received any power at all. It's criminal. It's actually fraud. You know. So I want to believe that we're going in the good direction now. We are all working in synergy for peace. Once we can solve the power issue, then we can also concentrate on the more important issue, which is the state of security in the area.
I heard that.
On the 10th and the 11th of May, the community of Isu was unexpectedly attacked by the community of Ukwa in Cross River State. A good number of people were injured, 10-15 people were injured. One of them being a 90-year-old woman was shot in the leg. But more tragically was a woman that was killed on her way to the farm. It's painful. It's painful because I could almost have seen this coming from the past. On the 25th of October 2023, I raised a motion in the House asking that this issue of insecurity in Isu be looked into. I was deliberate to make sure that my motion was co-sponsored by the honorable member of the community in Cross River State. I asked for a military barrier between the two communities, but I was told that we have to use the police. And I agree, because constitutionally it is the police's responsibility. But also understanding the locality and the intricacies of that area, it is important to always put that into consideration. But I was ready and happy to yield my position. Unfortunately, everything I said then has now happened now. My problem is that there's also a likelihood of a reprisal and a repeat attack. This tit for tat is unnecessary, and we need to find a way to solve it. And the only way I can see it being solved is to put a forward operating base in that location so that we can separate the two communities. For now, while we wait for the Nigerian Border Commission to do their duties and provide a standing delineation line between the two communities. Unfortunately, as it would appear, it is money that is the root. As we say, money is the root of all evil, and the root of this particular killing evil is money. The area has been found to have a very, very good deposit of limestone that spans hundreds of kilometers. And that is the issue right there. That whole area is covered with limestone, has crystallized stone that is also perfect for manufacturing of glass. And so I think it's the green-eyed monster that has taken over. Every time there's a clash, you would hear the murmurs of activity from the government. But I will, rather than place the blame on other people, I would want us to focus on solving the problem, because you know how we are now. If I start to talk about what the other government did not do in the period that they were there and these clashes started happening, it will be politicization, and I don't want to make it about a political thing. We are a new government, a new party is in charge. Mandate from the people is to provide security and prosperity, and this is how we are going to do it. We are going to make sure that we find a way to stop these clashes. I have to make sure to repeat that the people of Cross River are very close to us. We have intermarried, we share tradition, we follow the same clanal discussions, we speak certain words in the same dialects. So we are one and the same. And it's unfortunate that we have allowed money come between us. What I want is for us to go back to our brotherly positioning without having to kill each other. There's enough blood that has been spilled over these boundary issues. Enough is enough.